In my last video I showed you how I spent the last 12 months setting up my home art studio, and now the last thing that's left to do in this grand plan of mine is build a wooden top for this metal cabinet, which I've never done before, and so I've really been looking forward to doing it. The wood that I used to make the shelves you just saw behind me is red oak, and I made sure to order enough to make the cabinet top as well, so they're going to match really nicely. And also I sprayed the shelf brackets the same yellow, so I have really high hopes. I think it's going to look great. I only need to use 2 boards to make this, and so a few weeks ago I went through them and figured out which grain pattern would match the nicest and be the most seamless. And so with a circular saw and a 12-inch speed square I got to work and cleaned up the end of each board. So then I measured them out and cut them down just a little bit longer than they will ultimately need to be to fit the cabinet top. And the reason I did this is so that when I'm gluing them together, I don't have to be 100% accurate about lining them up, because the glue makes everything slip and slide around, so that would be very difficult. And so later on, when the glue has dried, I can cut them both together to the final size. Usually when I make things, I do it in a little workshop that I've set up in my parents' back garden. And so it ends up being that everything is split over 2 places, and there's always a point, inevitably, where I'm doing something and I go to grab a tool and realize it's in the other place. This time I just wanted to be near the cabinet while I was working on the top so that I could take measurements if I needed to. And so I just wanted to see if I could make this thing entirely from here. I saw this really cool trick somewhere recently where you make a cut between 2 boards and a little bit of material gets removed from each one. And so if you don't have a jointer like I don't, it is a nice way to make sure that boards you're about to join have a nice tight fit. So I thought that was really cool. And to do it, I used my Craig circular saw guide. It's called the AccuCut, and yeah, I'm not like totally sure how accurate or reliable it really is. Although it did do really well for this task, so I guess it was like better than not having it, which is not exactly a ringing endorsement, but. And so I made the cut, and when I pushed everything together, it was really tight. It worked great. So I brought the 2 boards inside to try out this dowel jig that I got from Lidl. I didn't really have high hopes for it, but I thought it was worth a go. I've never used this before. We're gonna figure it out together. Well, you're not gonna be much help, but you know, I'm just thinking about like, what if it doesn't work? I guess I can drill as many as I want and they're gonna be covered ultimately. So if this ends up being not the method that I'm gonna go with, that's fine. We'll just go for it, I suppose. I tend to put things off, stall a little bit, you know? So now it says I put this like registration thing in and come around to the other side, and that fits down into the hole. I absolutely could have tested on some scrap wood first, but no. Yeah, let's see if they line up. The rest should go quicker. I might even get to glue them today. Is that hubris? Ooh, not quite. God, it feels like 0.5 millimeter misaligned. And I don't know if the jig itself is terrible, because like you can buy ones that are 200 quid. I kind of think there has to be a difference, right? Especially when accuracy is the concern. So I could like try again and just see, can I be more accurate with it, or am I just not going to get the exact results I want? So they will sit really nice and flat if I push on them. Ah, lads. Alright, well, we tried. There was a part of me that was like, sure, we'll just go with it and I can sand that part down. But when they are properly pressed together, you feel what it's supposed to be like. Oh, Mr. Popular. When you feel what's possible and what it's supposed to be like, you don't want to half-arse it, you know, it is worth trying to achieve that. So I've got these bits of wood that I'm going to use for clamping cauls. If you put a curve on either side of these and then clamp them across the board, it puts pressure in the middle which is where your joint is. That's exactly what you want. So I think I'll trim these down a little bit. Ah yeah, don't have my jigsaw here. Can't continue today. Ooh, I've got to build a workshop here soon. The next day I went and got my jigsaw, and then I marked out the curves and cut them to shape. Here's something I learned with this project. Getting sawdust on your socks sucks, so I'll pop a pair of shoes on next time. This table is 3 feet, but the tabletop is 4 feet. I'm going to use it to do the glue up, even though I suspect that's probably a bad idea, but I don't really have anywhere better to do it, so. Yeah, some more space would be nice. So I've got 3 below, and I'm gonna have 2 on top, but I don't know if I should like alternate the side that the handle's on. You would think that I would have looked this up, but I kind of was just like, I vaguely know enough, we'll just crack on. I am gonna do that, just because it has occurred to me, so maybe there's some sense to it. I've used the 2 long pieces on the side where there's another desk, so they're hitting off of it. So I'm just gonna push everything. Feels pretty good. I've done the best I could. Even with all the prep, it was a little bit kind of haphazard when it came to it, but I feel like that's just the nature of glue ups. The next day when the glue was set, I took the top back outside and I trimmed a fresh edge on each end, and this is when I cut it down to the final length. And then it was time to sand. I took my time to do a nice job on the side that you'll see, and then I flipped it over and did just like a little bit on the underside, but mostly just around the edges that will overhang the cabinet. Every time I record this angle, I think, oh man, we need to paint the house. Well, we're gonna do it very soon, and I can't wait. It's gonna look brand new. When that was done, I wiped it down and brought it inside to be finished, and I kind of messed up. Well, I really messed up. I forgot to hit record until I was most of the way through this first coat. But you can see from this unfinished edge the before and after and how rich the wood became with this Danish oil, which is the same finish that I used for the shelves. You let it sit for a while so it can soak into the wood, and then you wipe away the excess. So I did this another couple of times over the next day or two, and then let it sit for 48 hours before coming in with a denibbing pad to smooth it all out. Before we get to the big reveal, I just want to try something. Obviously, I said I wasn't going to come around here, and I have, but I had to once I remembered that A, dowel pins existed, and B, I own some of them. If you're unfamiliar with these, let me explain. So you drill your dowel holes in the first board. I'll use the jig just because it'll be helpful to keep the hole straight. Then you take a dowel pin which has a point on it, and you pop one into each of the holes. Now instead of drilling a second set of holes with the jig like I tried to on the tabletop, I am instead going to take a second board and push it up against the first one, and the points on those dowel pins should leave an indent on the new board, and that will tell me where I need to place my drill bit. And so when I drill a second set of holes, they should line up pretty accurately with that first set. They should. That's the plan anyway. Will it work? I am eager to find out. It's not 100% accurate. It's like 97% maybe, but the results are a lot better than what I got before. And I think the main problem here is just that these edges I'm trying to join aren't perfectly 90 degrees, so that's throwing it off a little bit. I think in future, this in combination with the pins is actually a viable option. I just need to remember that the pins exist. if you can imagine, I was going to put like a little frame that came down about that far all the way around so that it would kind of lock the top in place. But I decided I just didn't like the look of that as much. And then I thought I could just do in the back right corner, and at least that would register it. So if it slipped out of place, I could just pull it back to where it's meant to be. For now though, I'm just going to leave it and see how I get on. It's not really something I interact with daily, so I can't see it sliding around all over the place. One thing I don't want to do is screw into it from the bottom, which was my original plan, but I just don't want to damage the top of the metal cabinet in case I ever want to remove this wooden top. For now, I'll just see how I get on with it. And if it ends up being an issue where it is moving all over the place, I'll figure something out down the line. And there it is. I really love how the shelves and the cabinet tie together just a little bit more now. It's a pretty simple project, but I think overall it makes the whole room feel just a bit cozier. And it was a nice organic addition to the otherwise cold metal cabinet. And the stuff that's on it is really heavy. So even when I press on it pretty hard, it doesn't budge at all. So in terms of fixing it down, if I have to, I will, but I really don't think it's going to be a problem. Also, just before I go, I want to say really quickly that my studio setup video got way more attention than I was expecting and brought a lot of new people to the channel. And so if you found me through that and you've decided to stick around and you've watched this, thank you. I genuinely appreciate it. I'm glad to have you here. I have so many ideas for videos and things that I want to make, more than I could ever get to in my lifetime, I think. And so I'll be back soon with something else that I've made. So goodbye for now, and thanks.